Yo, what up? This your boy King Cal, King Cuckoo. I'm driving, so if you got noise in the background, please forgive me, and I just turned my AC off. But I was listening to The Real Black, the show on YouTube, which I watch every so often. And I like Charles Woods. That's my guy, man. It's like a uncle, a father, a mentor, a counselor, like just a wise man. So shout out to Charles Woods. Shout out to the gentleman Mike, who I believe that's your show, The Real Black. Shout out to The Real Black. But I want to piggyback off of the show that I'm watching right now, and I just paused it and I just watched it for a little bit. And the title is "Why They Kill Us." It's a good title. And I just left off of when they was talking about how why do we have the double standards? They did the video showing the pastor getting falsely accused for watering somebody's plants. The lady about the receipt at the pharmacy. So for, and just like Charles Wood said, I think your chances are of surviving police brutality, or your chances of complying are greater surviving police brutality than not complying. And that sounds so profound and accurate to me. I guess I can say I am a living witness, and I experienced, like, just not too long ago, I got pulled over. I was in the wrong, but I felt like it was like kind of a weird traffic stop because they said I didn't stop fully at the stop sign. Okay. So I didn't say nothing. I didn't say, "What do you mean? That's not true." I didn't argue with nothing. I just didn't say nothing. They asked for my license and registration. Gave my license. Couldn't find my registration. Said if I couldn't find it, that's fine. And I just still was ransacking, trying to find it. But he said, "Don't worry about it." So, I just sat back, waited for him to run my license. And I had another officer at the driver's side with his flashlight. And I had something in the vehicle, which was an alcoholic beverage. I did open it, but it was in the center console. But I had it in like one of these sleeves. But I don't know how he knew it was an alcoholic beverage. I guess he just knows that beer that I was drinking. And he asked me, well, what he asked me, was it that? And I didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing, because I'm not gonna how do you say it? Snitch on myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna snitch on myself. Like, I'm not. And I have the right to remain silent, so I just stay silent. And so he came back, the officer with my license came back or whatever and said, "Hey, is it all right if we check your vehicle?" And I just looked at him and I shook my head, no. I just said no, And he's like, "Man, I'm just asking you a yes or no question. Is it all right if we search your vehicle? You can answer yes or no." And I said no. I don't have nothing in here. And that was that. He gave my license back. Said what he told me, what he needed to tell me, and I went on about my way. But the thing about complying is very important, man. And I had another situation that happened before, a long time ago. And 9 times out of 10, if I ever get pulled over, I know what to say. I comply by just saying, if they ask me, do I have my license? I give them my license, my registration, insurance. I give it to them. They start asking me questions and stuff like that doesn't pertain to the traffic stop. I don't answer it. I don't. Your job is to pull me over for whatever you pulled me over for. Not to search me, nothing like that. If I didn't use my blinkers or nothing, that's what it is. Give me a ticket on that or whatever. Tell me what you need to tell me, so I won't do it next time. But yeah, man, it's very important. And another thing I wanted to talk about was how Charles Woods was talking about the two fathers, the King something and the Venus and Serena father. Why they don't get credit? Well, just like he said, they discipline their daughters. They are fathers of discipline. And God, our Heavenly Father, does the same thing with us here on earth. Jesus was disciplined. He was once he began to walk the earth, he became disciplined. He disciplined himself. This is why he had disciples. But and then the thing about the kids being defiant, rebellious, my parents, they put their hands on me and corrected me, and I had a bad attitude. Well, I didn't have a bad attitude, but it was just my mouth. I would run my mouth. And I still have that problem, but I learned how to humble myself and listen first and not just talk. Not use my words. I'd rather just listen. And I have an 11-year-old son. I have a 1-year-old son too. But my 11-year-old, he's the same as me when I was young. He's 11 now, but he's had issues in school, talking back to the teachers, especially female teachers. And I would get a call from the assistant principal, who was a male, and Cam would not have no issues out of Cam. Cam may express himself differently with the male than he does with the female. And I always knew that because my wife would have issues with him running his mouth, talking back and all that. And I would have to come home and fix it. And however I fix it. But I fix it the way I fix it is because in today's world, just like the topic of why they kill us, this is why. You know what I'm saying? And my son thinks because I don't know, it's not even just my son. I think these new kids, they think they're entitled to something. They're entitled to say this. They're entitled to do that. They entitled to give an opinion about any and everything, question any and everything, which is, understandable because they have a fresh mind, so they want to know a lot of stuff. They want to ask a lot of questions. But I try to tell my son, because he's a young black male, and he's also amongst a crowd of a lot of, which majority of the youth is black. And the majority of the young males, they're knuckleheads. My son is in a school full of knuckleheads, so he likes to follow that crowd. So but my son is very intelligent. He's very smart. My son is bright. He's gifted. He's in a gifted program. And it took a while for him to change his behavior to get into that program. And he still has to maintain that attitude, that right attitude, which I still also have to discipline him. But like I said, I handle him the way I handle him with my discipline, because like Charles Wood said, I always tell people, there's people out here that'll do it for you, and my hands are tied. I can't do it no more. You see what I'm saying? Look at all the brothers that's gone because they didn't comply, because they thought they knew it all or whatever. They just got short real quick. Nah, bruh. I had a fast attitude too. I got short real quick too. And guess what? Them officers would yank me up, do whatever with me, slam me on a cop car. But now the times are hot. They just straight off of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gone. You're done. You ain't coming back to mom. You ain't coming back to dad, auntie, uncle, none of that. Grandma, none of that. You on the news. You know what I'm saying? Due to an officer shooting you in the back or whatever because you're not complying. You know what I'm saying? And I try to express that to my son at a young age. You know, I have to learn myself that I need to communicate with him more, but I also need him to understand that I'm not going to be communicating to you the same stuff over and over again, because you know better. You know, you're smart enough. You're very bright. You're very intelligent. So you know better. You know, it's written that you should honor your mother and your father. You know what I mean? But like I said, shout out to Charles Woods. Shout out to The Real Black, because that was, you know, without the video or the podcast or the show, Why They Kill Us, that's good for today's time. Like, you couldn't put it couldn't, you know, change the message if you wanted to. There's no other message that you could put there. So keep it up, keep feeding the environment, the atmosphere, and thank you for, you know, just allowing me to get the history and to know who I am as a black man, and how I can teach my sons and my daughters who they are as a black man. So shout out to The Real Black. Shout out to Charles Woods. And I got that book, dang, I forget the book that you guys are promoting on your show, but I got it. I ain't buy it yet, but I got the sample so I can look at it, you know, just fill it out. But I'll buy it. One love.